Hi guys, how are you doing? Those of you who are watching, welcome. Coordinating against colorism. A few things that I need to say here. I haven't done a reaction in a long time, but I need to make a few comments about Demongo. I would love to say congratulations, D, but I have a lot of concerns about this situation. It appears to me that Myra was the one who is doing all of this, because you have to realize that he needs to be justified for his own colorism. Myra is a colorist. He does not like black women, obviously. Hello. Anyways, now he's got his mixed family, and you know, one of the things that they use against us black women is family, right? Because if you remember correctly, when Myra was talking about the two Nigerian women that he was talking about back in 2022, okay, he kept on saying, oh, how could they even have husbands? Because apparently black women are not supposed to have husbands in this world of colorism. So nonetheless, he is showing that, oh, his sister deserves love. Yet the two Nigerian women that he was talking about, according to him, did not deserve to have a husband. Okay, but you know, thank God they have husbands. But nonetheless, the reality is, this is the mentality of many colorists. And not only is that many of us do suffer the consequences of what they think we should not have. Some people may think that we should not have a job, we should not have careers, we should not have X, we should not have Y, because we're supposed to be slaves. Okay, and the reality is they will try to enslave us in every manner of life. So nonetheless, going back to the Demongo situation, I am concerned because I don't see love. Demongo is being very quiet, and we already know that Demongo is not a quiet girl. Okay, she will voice her opinion, but apparently the only time that Demongo would stay like this is because the brother has instructed her to do so. The colorist brother has instructed her to do so. So what is going on? Since the time, January 1st, 2025, that Myra noticed that the sister was in trouble with this Atita guy, the cowboy Carter guy, okay? He tried to sell her over to Argentina, and to some Argentinian man who's like, oh, I am married. You know, and quickly he removed that clip, because I was like, I could not believe he was selling his sister off in the flea market in Argentina on January 1st, 2025. So now he obviously must have cut off that thing, even though D was raving about Atita, how much the father would have approved of him and all that. But we already saw the red flags with Atita, is that Atita likes Becky, and Atita's dream is Becky. And he was just being nice and polite. Hey, his YouTube channel was getting a booster anyway, so Atita already had his red flags. But nonetheless, it's not like D couldn't find herself, you know, a decent, like, Kenyan guy. And the other thing is, you know, here they are showing off all these foreign men, white men, European men, whatever. Yet, why is it that they're not showing off the oldest sister's husband? We never see him. Maybe he doesn't like cameras or whatnot, even though the older sister did ask to Davy to help her become a YouTuber. Instead, Myra decides that he doesn't want her to become a YouTuber, so he opened up a beauty shop for her where she's selling fake hair to black women, to the Kenyan women, wigs, you know, as if our hair is not good enough. You know what, Demongo, you need to wear that hair proudly, and you shouldn't have it in braids. Let me tell you, Demongo, when I was proud of you wearing your hair. And no, most people are gonna come against me because you see my hair, they come against my hair, kiddo. So Demongo, that time when you were in Jamaica and you had tied your hair back, you were washing your hair, that is our true hair that they don't like. You know what, D? Our hair is the only weapon we have left to fight. We have left to fight racism and colorism and all that. It is the only weapon. Obviously, you're selling yourself over by listening to your brother and going with that European guy who obviously might not even like you. For all we know, he might be for hire. But nonetheless, your hair, wear it with pride. Wear it with pride. Why are you hiding it in braids? Don't hide it in braids. that's the only thing that I'm proud of you. You never permed. I don't see you perm your hair as of late. Okay, I am proud of you of that because you try to keep your natural kinks, and I'm proud of you. All right, so you know, for us black women, there's nothing we have to fight for. They will hide every single racist mechanism that they have against us. There's nothing we have to prove it. But if there is anything at all, it is our hair, because they hate it so much that they will attack it. So I am proud of you because you are using that weapon to help us fight against colorism. But other than that, D, I am not proud of you because you're not fighting. You need to fight against your brother's colorism. You need to resist your brother. You need to find yourself a Kenyan guy. And Kenyans are able to love you. Love and cherish your culture. Love and cherish your culture, because I see too many Kenyans selling themselves over to Europe, which is making it more difficult for us who are black still to fight. All right, to fight, because then they come and they attack us with babies. As I am Mara now, he has a little baby Maisha, you know, the little mulatto mixed kid, Creole they call them down here in the Americas, they call them Creoles. Okay, you know, the group that in New Orleans ended up creating what our Pope, you know, I discovered that our Pope is supposed to be of Haitian Creole lineage, but we already see the problem with Haitian Creole. Okay, Haitian Creoles don't mix, and I was watching this video saying that the reason why they don't mix, the Creoles in general in the Americas also don't mix, was for survival purposes, because they were surviving racism. But that's not the reality. The reality, and the thing about America is those laws, some of the racist laws that were passed, you know, that caused the Creoles to fall under the same umbrella as blacks, really is one of the things that helped to unify America. Even though Americans are still colorist, you know, you see all the football players, it's obvious. Look at the one who died, Kobe Bryant, you know, went and married himself a Mexican from high school. They're all of them, as soon as, you know, very few of them are gonna marry black women. But nonetheless, okay, that we see a greater unity among African Americans, and maybe a greater awakeness of the trials of blacks in African Americans. And the reason why is because all of them who had black blood in them were forced to live the atrocity. In the Caribbean, such as in Haiti, the Creoles were not necessarily living the atrocity, so they considered themselves superior, and they continue to enslave us blacks. So you find light-skinned people today in Haiti who will go to the Dominican Republic, they will assume Dominican trait, and then they will come and put us black women down in Haiti, us black Haitian women down, especially like if we are not married. And this is happening even as I am speaking here. They will marry like light-skinned women, Dominican women, white women, and then they will come and they will put down the black women. This is my generation. This is happening in. Okay, so we have a struggle. We do have a struggle, and the thing is, they challenge our dignity when because you see, the thing is, they use family, they use marriage, all of that to attack us black women. So it appears that your brother gives you this white man who is actually going to help you fight against fellow black women rather than fighting the colorism. I'm not saying that there's not colorism. I see the colorism, I see the featureism, but I would not suggest that going white is the way to fight, to best fight, because what you're doing is you are creating a generation that will no longer be under the umbrella of what you were to fight for you. You're creating a generation that is going to procreate and become and enlighten themselves. That is, ameliorar la raza. That ends up really putting us blacks down. And then we continue the cycle. Those left behind continue to fight, where your story will never live as having been victorious in the sense of having created a black family. When you go and you create a mixed family, as your brother is encouraging you to, and it might not even be an easy fate. And the fear of reaching a certain age without marriage. The thing is, you have to be careful what you say. And then you came on YouTube and started putting women down because they had reached a certain age. And now here you are at that age. You're scared. You're running to no love. Take your time, enjoy yourself, and let love come to you. Do not force it. Don't force love. Don't force it just because your brother is forcing it in a way so that he can continue practicing colorism. But anyway, I do appreciate your brother, because if it wasn't for your brother showing the evidence, I would not have had a voice. I would have been abused, and I wouldn't be able to show it. And even through you as a black woman, you know, living in Kenya and traveling the world, I have been able to use what they are doing to you to prove it. And because of your youthfulness and lack of scope, you may start being afraid of succumbing to a system that is very harsh to black women. And it may not be for the best of you or for the best of your future generations. So wear your hair proudly. I'm proud of you for not perming it. I'm proud of you for not cutting it. And it's our weapon of struggle. And how is it a weapon? Because those who have the spirit of hate can't help but show it. And the only way they can show it is through our hair. Like skin color, they can always use other examples of other people. They can always use women who have like married white or whatever. But they cannot help but at some point of the game come out and show how they're feeling regarding our hair. And this is why it becomes a weapon, because it becomes our evidence. It becomes our evidence because you see, we are silenced until we have evidence to prove what's happening to us. All right, to prove the immoral, because what is really immoral is the abuse of black women throughout the globe. Here I'm in America, I'm in South Florida, and I'm abused. And I mind my own business most of the time, and I'm still abused. There are so many codes. I wrote a book on codes. I never really published it, but there are so many codes that are used to keep us enslaved and to make us die in slavery. And nobody would ever know that we were a slave. I, Claudine Etienne Against Colorism, am a slave in America. America has a lot of rules that help me, but the reality is the social codes. The government cannot go so far as to hit on every single social code that abuses us. So even though the Constitution and the Emancipation Proclamation promised us freedom, we don't necessarily have that freedom of family, freedom of love, freedom to just be us, freedom to be able to be in a community. We don't have that. Many African Americans fly to Africa to find that freedom, and then they encountered other problems, of course. And then, of course, there's so much colorism itself in Africa. So many blacks want to be white so that they, according to I am Myra, so that they don't get teased anymore. You don't run to whites to enlighten your race so that you don't get teased. To stop the teasing is to unite as a black people and to be great and to help those who are be under oppression. And you know, I use reaction because that's my only way of speaking. You see, most of the time nobody would, and the thing is, you need to speak and you need an audience so that through that audience you may have somebody who would understand. But until you have an audience, you will never have somebody to understand. And if you can't speak, then your story, everybody will see you according to how they, the social power, have forged an image of you. That image is what they will see. They will not see you and the struggle behind you. And it's very difficult for them to see who I am, because I am behind a struggle. I'm hiding behind a struggle. And until I can come out of my struggle and be fully free, okay, you're gonna see me behind that struggle. All right, and you're interpreting me behind the struggle. all right, to be free as a dark-skinned black woman living in South Florida. So D, be careful, be careful, be careful. It's a good thing you didn't say anything about that relationship, so that when it does go sour, nobody has to hear about it. But it's not like you don't have, you know, the thing is, you have a few good things. You have a brother who apparently is looking after you. The only problem with this brother is that he is scornful of women who may end up not married. He's very scornful of that. And not only that, he does not like black women in many senses, and that makes it very difficult for you as his little sister, especially the one that he had helped. But I don't know, you said that your relationship with your older sister was not that close, so who knows, maybe she's maybe there were the featureisms, because your sister may have had the traits that they prefer over you, and maybe that's why you weren't so close. But nonetheless, it's not about the reactors, Demongo. It's about you finding yourself in this world and being strong as a black African woman. Thanks again for watching Claudine Etienne Against Colorism. I am going to one of the jobs that has really helped me set me free, because it is a federal job. So I'm tied strictly to the Constitution, tied to the Emancipation Proclamation, and I thank God for it. I thank God, and I thank the guardian angel or the archangel who helped me get in here from Jackson Memorial Hospital, helped me get in here, okay, so that I could feel this kind of freedom that I do as I head to work. Thanks again. Have a great day.